got my nigga Kane, what you gotta say to these niggas? Yeah, real shit, real life. Here we go. Hey, I feel like Cross. I'm a motherfucking boss. I got the drip, and you know I got the sauce. I tell these fuck ass niggas get lost. Coming through your chimney like I'm goddamn Santa Claus. Hey, 2023, and you know I rock my chain. Nigga, boy, I'm grown. I ain't tryna play no games. Doing what we want, and we doing what we claim. It's crazy how they pussy niggas selling out for fame. Like, look at my neck, look at my worth, nigga. I'ma shine so hard, make it hurt, nigga. Been the way that I am since birth, nigga. Tabernacle in the stream with a church, nigga. I'm chosen, I'm chosen. I be in front of the camera posing. You see that choker on my neck and it's frozen. Hey, yeah, I'm chosen. I am not stressed. I passed the test. Look at my name. Look at my team. You know we gon' win. You know we gon' win. Until the end. You know what I get, Stone C, like my name is Smith. Niggas talking, but I know he ain't shit.
Salute everybody up in the building. Let's go.
Do a backflip. Niggas ain't cap like an actress. I don't fuck with niggas doing magic. Pull up on your mama and it's tragic. Damn. Woo, woo, hey, hey, woo, 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 hey, hey, yeah, hey. You can buy a watch, but you can't buy time. Every day I wake up, I'm on my grind. All that bullshit ain't on my mind. Don't need your help, my nigga, I'm fine. I'm real. Yeah. Hey, riding in my whip and I be changing lane. Got my OG saying I be staying in they brain. Cause I'm going so dumb and I hopped in the game. Everything that I got came from excessive pain. Yeah. Like,
we'll pull it up and check it. Appreciate it.
I'm a Cross, and you know we going live. Got King on my right, he by my side. Keep it square, and shit, you know that's how we do.
Salute everybody. Anonymous, salute everybody, man. We back at it like crack addicts, man. It's your boy Cross, Boss Cross, big CEO, man, across your heart, man. You looking for the gear and the merch, man. You can find it there, man. Crossyourheart.com. Put in the plug, man. You get 10% off on your order. Summertime coming. We got the shorts, the jersey shorts. We got some new stuff that's about to drop too, exclusives. Hit me up, holler at your boy, man, and see what we got going on. Salute to everybody out there that's doing their thing. Salute to the people grinding, shining. T, salute. Salute to everybody that's trying to get to the money. You see what I'm saying? That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So, that being said, let's get into what I really want to talk about. This is mind-blowing, y'all. All right, peep this game. Matt, what's up with you, Matt? Shout out to my man, Matt, man, on the West Coast out there. That's my brother from another mother. Hey, I appreciate you tapping in, Matt. We got a good one, man. Salute to everybody that's coming in. We're going to have people coming in, so I appreciate everybody rocking with your boy. So check this out, man. Now, the title says it. How can we know? You know, back in the days, man, when it came to them people, you know, the Chesters or whatnot, we, you know, what's up with you, Mikey? We knew, think about this, we knew who they were, right? Like it was those peoples that was like, let's say, for instance, it's people like those people that drove in those white vans, right? The creepy guys, the guys with the candy and stuff, the people that we didn't know. Now, again, it usually spread from other different cultures, but back then it was some particular people that's what the culture was and what it did it. Nowadays, that's why I always tell people, you never put a color on anything because mental health is real. It's so real, it can be sickening, right? So peep this out, and this is a young dude, but this guy, Eric, what's up with you, man? I got my man Eric Frey up in here, man. Hey, Eric Frey, hey, my boy E-Man up in here. Hey, You're going to get on here. We're going to drop this link, man. We're going to build tonight, man. We got some people coming in here that said they was going to tap in with your boy. I appreciate you, E. You already know. You already know. That's my guy I grew up with. He can tell you. Certified. He a certified one right there. So that being said, check this out. So this story right here, I don't want to hold y'all up. I want y'all to check this out. Y'all make sure you hit that like button, comment, share this, put it on your Facebook, wherever you got to put it. Check this out, y'all.
Downloading more than 100 videos of child. Convicted felon is back in jail tonight, accused of downloading more than 100 videos of child porn. That means that Christian Harris is facing more than 100 felony counts of child exploitation. Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell live at the Cobb County Jail with more on Harris's criminal background.
Yeah, Harrison's arrest warrant from 2014 is similar to this most recent one, but investigators say they allegedly found much more inside his home than they did years ago.
Now, see, this is where it becomes sickening. Like I said again, nowadays you can't put a color on anything. This is sick. This dude already had a charge in 2014, y'all. So now he comes back and they said it was even worse. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is the era. Think about it. This could be your kid standing out there. And the reason why I'm saying it, well, I'm blown away. Man, I would have never thought no dude like this would do that. Like, that's just, that's just not my, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not understanding this. And this is the day and age we live in, man. It's scary. And we have to protect our kids because, again, like this woman right here, she's blown away. She lived right there. Nobody had no idea. Usually it'd be like the weird guy or the guy keeps himself or, goes back to the fact they never learned after getting caught the first time. Facts, anonymous facts. So let's check it out.
Years ago.
It's sick. Very sick.
Even one video is too many. It's too many. It's very unsettling.
Neighbors in this Ackworth community live near a man that they say they knew nothing about until recently.
You need to be in jail. You need to stay in jail because that's not acceptable.
Christian Harris, a registered sex offender, is back in jail for child exploitation.
That's crazy. And that's sickening, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Look at that, man. This is a young brother. What in the hell is he got doing down? I always imagine that someone like this, a middle-aged, pot-belly white dude, bald and with glasses and acne. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Some old guy, some old Peter Griffin type, guy, that type of guy, you know what I'm saying? Or a Quagmire type, you know what I'm saying? Or even if it was a creepy old dude, black dude, this is a young man. Why is he fantasizing about kids? Damn.
This time, Harris is accused of downloading more than 100 videos of child pornography. We blurred the details in this 19-page warrant because we are choosing not to report them.
It's crazy because I'm supposed to be watching my nephews and my niece over here, so it's kind of like now that I know that he's here, it's kind of like I don't want to bring them over here.
Harris has been in jail since agents searched his home in late April. We stopped by his place to see if anyone else lived there. No one.
And I wouldn't even think, I would hope by this time nobody would live there. Man, I would be embarrassed. Man, what kind of, but he's so gangster. He look like he's so gangster type cat.
Answered.
No, you're right though, Dolly, because again, if you were the stereotype, because you would never imagine this, I wouldn't.
I saw 3 unmarked vehicles parked in the area putting stuff in the trunk of their car.
This warrant from 2014 shows Harris was arrested for downloading images of child pornography on his laptop. He was later convicted and has been on probation.
See, and this is why I have a problem, y'all. This what goes back to what I tell y'all. Why is he on probation and why is he not monitored? Why the laws are not strict? They're trying to change the laws now where they're putting them as, what is it, like almost like I think it's almost like a life charge now. And it should be. We say he got pretty hair and pretty much prison monster. Oh yeah, something sick with him. Like I said, like who gonna do that? Man, he gonna go in there. He gonna have to go in PC and then still in PC. He ain't gonna do nothing but be around a bunch of other weirdos. Real talk.
Very concerned about the kind of people that they're bringing into our neighborhood with that kind of background.
The manager of the complex told me background checks are a part of the application process. She told me she didn't begin taking over that complex until after Harris was actually living there.
Oh, so somehow he ended up getting in over that. So I'm going to drop this link, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can hit the StreamYard. Y'all more than welcome to come up here and build. I want to see what y'all think, man. And again, it's these type of things that's got my mind blown. Like, I can't believe that a person like that. But again, I'm not shocked. And you got to remember, this is 2023. Yeah, it still won't stop no matter what supervision of that. Stop letting them out. Facts. Stop letting them out. Stop giving them the outweigh. Remember, we talked about that. I think that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to give a person like that an out? Like, well, I mean, where they do that at? And it's sickening because, you know what I'm saying, that these are little kids outside. Just imagine. That's why I'm always cognizant and aware of, man, that's why when you see kids out, Cross, you know I always can talk about this. Facts. That's not a problem because, again, at the end of the day, it's a sickening, man. It's a sick disease that, you know what I'm saying, they need to create a new Australia and ship them. Hey, facts, Matt. That's exactly what they need to do. They need to do something with their ass because it's sick, man, because you got these people walking around now is that the younger they get because I guess it's almost like, well, they're look, you know, I'm like, why would you look at a kid? What? But you're downloading these videos. So you're adding them to your files. You're on your phone. Man, you sick, bro. And then you round other kids. You know, you might have nieces and nephews. Like, come on, man. I mean, like, you know, I mean, what he's saying, till they talk about doing something physical to these people, I swear. Yeah. Because it's got to be something. You know what I mean? Like, I look at it at the same time, like, people got to understand we're in a day and age, man. Data is not the same no more. And that's why I said, when I looked down, I was like, I wouldn't have never looked at him. He probably would have been like, it all depends on being around a person like that. But you wouldn't have never thought that. And maybe, I'm just saying, he could have allegedly been a dude in the street getting money and stuff like that, but he out there getting money so he can try to groom and manipulate little young girls too as well. Man, this got to make sense. I think this is totally, I said, man, it's sickening, bro. Social media is making this worse. It's nice that they're exposing on the news, but still, yeah. Yes, very sick individual, man. A person that has no more values. And you like I said, you downloading it, bro. Man, imagine you seeing you at man, imagine you in the car with your homeboy, man, you in the car with your homeboy. And man, all of a sudden his phone left there. And let me use your phone real fast. He not knowing because he's so damn sick. He been on there playing on the phone looking. You pull it up. You see, man, what the hell is this, bro? Like, imagine his homeboys. I can't believe his homeboys would know that. I cannot believe that. I just can't believe that. I can't believe that. This is what they need to do. They need to be interviewing, going back to where they live at, and interview their homies and say, hey, man, look what your homeboy did. This is what they need to start doing. I mean, they done plastered this shit all over the news. You know what I mean? But still, I think everybody, you know, because but you better know that the hood know, man. And then, you know, of course, he done got out. People didn't even know. Imagine, what's up with your Stone? Mr. Smith in the building. Salute, Mr. Smith. Yeah, we just sitting here talking, Mr. Smith. I don't know if you saw that, man, but this is really crazy. And like I said, I dropped that link, man. Y'all, anybody more than welcome to come up here on the panel. You know what I'm saying? We could chop up some game. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could say, you know, how y'all feel about that? What do y'all see nowadays? Because everybody sees stuff differently. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to post a register for them chestnuts in our community. I wish they could. I wish they should be able, or they should be able to tell people when they come in the neighborhood, wherever they go. You know what I'm saying? Once they go to jail, automatically should be a code that they have separate When they run it, NCIC, boom, this is a separate code. You already know what that code is. Oh, no, man, we can't have that because you got kids. That's an apartment complex. Most of them sickos go to move in them apartment complex like that. That's just sad and unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to run this one back. Salute to everybody coming up in here. Yeah, but this right here, this is a sick dude right here, y'all. Sick dude.
Convicted felon is back in jail tonight, accused of downloading more than 100 videos of child porn. That means that Christian Harris is facing more than 100 felony counts of child exploitation. Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell live at the Cobb County Jail with more on Harris's criminal background.
Yeah, Harrison's arrest warrant from 2014 is similar to this most recent one, but investigators say they allegedly found much more inside his home than they did years ago.
And see what I'm saying? Like you said before, Anonymous, it just got worse and worse. All it did was intensify, you know, those, like you said, those sick people, it just intensified what he was trying to do. And it makes me almost mad because you telling me ain't none of his peoples knew that. They ain't know this nigga like the little young girls. Like, come on, man. Let's keep going, y'all.
Sick. Very sick.
Even one video is too many. It's too many. So it's very unsettling.
Neighbors in this Ackworth community live near a man that they say they knew nothing about until recently.
You need to be in jail. You need to stay in jail because that's not acceptable.
Christian Harris, a registered sex offender, is back in jail for child exploitation. This
Salute. We got my man E up in here. Can you hear us, E? Did you hit the allow button? You're gonna have to hit the allow. Okay, maybe there you go. My man E, salute to my man E up in the building. Salute to you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Already. Yep, I can hear you. Salute, E. I got my boy E up in the building, man. Hey, man, one of my childhood friends, man, growing up back in the days, you know what I'm saying, in the Gap. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
E,
I
so
did.
what you think about this, man?
Well, I think that's why we have to get it's so important that we pay attention to what our kids around. Like you said, it's not like the average Joe on the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I think you might have a little lag. Can you hear me now? Because you got a lag.
Yeah, I got a little lag, but I'm gonna go ahead and say we have to pay attention to who our kids are around, because he look like, you know what I'm saying, at the
Yeah, you breaking up, E. I think you breaking up on me. Why don't you do me a favor? Go out and then come back in. Try to go out and then come back in. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna have E come up, my man. Salute to my guy E, man. My guy E Tapscott, man, in the building. You know what I'm saying? Downside, one of the downside finders. I'm gonna do a show on him, man. He got a crazy story, y'all. Hey, I'm telling y'all, dog. One of them stories. You know what I'm saying? Ball player, everything, you know what I'm saying? Life went a different way for him, but he doing more in the community. I salute him. He helps me. You know what I'm saying? He's over at the other schools helping, mentoring kids. He's doing stuff. So I'm hooking up stuff with him too as well. So we can do some stuff here in the city as well. So salute to him. He'll be coming back on here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy to have him come on here. I'm happy to have my man Matt. Always salute all the way out. State of Washington, you already know. You know what I'm saying? West Coast. You know what I'm saying? So we got E coming back. Okay, E, can you hear me? I think you in a you
Yeah. Can you hear me? Am I still lagging?
yeah, you still lagging a little bit. Maybe if you take the cam off, hit your stop cam. Maybe that'll do it. Maybe it's because you now see if you can try it now.
What?
Yeah, you still breaking up.
Yeah, I hit the stop thing.
You might have to grab your phone. You might have to use your phone or something. Because it's either you in a dead spot or it's your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi is slowing down. Yeah, like you said, you in the Matrix. So there you go. So we're gonna keep on going, y'all. But like you said, hopefully he'll be able to come back on here. Salute to everybody that's coming up here. Hit that like button.
Time Harris is accused of downloading more than 100 videos of child pornography. We blurred the details in this 19-page warrant because we are choosing not to report them.
It's crazy because I'm supposed to be watching my nephews and my niece over here, so it's kind of like now that I know that he's here, it's kind of like I don't want to bring them over here.
Harris has been in jail since agents searched his home in late April. We stopped by his place to see if anyone else lived there. No one answered, but we did speak with a neighbor who was around when agents searched his home. She doesn't want to be identified on TV.
I saw 3 unmarked vehicles parked in the area putting stuff in the trunk of their car.
This warrant from 2014 shows Harris was arrested for downloading images of child pornography on his laptop. He was later convicted and has been on probation.
I'm very concerned about the kind of...
Yeah, my man he was weird, bro. He was a very sick, weird individual. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like he said, man, we gotta take more care of our kids. Cause you got these type of dudes riding around in the neighborhood. You think he trying to holler at them. Females think he trying to holler at them. They might be trying to get with with the girl's daughter. You see what I'm saying? Trying to holler at the mamas to get to the girl's daughters. This shit's sick. Somebody need to take his ass and whoop his ass. No pun intended. They need to really put their hands on him. Look at the courage it took that young girl with the same last name, and she's like supposed to be watching my niece. Yeah, for real. Almost blown away. Like, I mean, why would he do that? And why is he downloading them? Like, you sick? Oh, so because you didn't get caught the first 20 downloads and then the first 30 downloads or the first 50 downloads, you just kept downloading them and downloading them. Man, you sick as hell, bro. I'm telling you, it's some sick people out there. Very sick people out there. See what I'm saying? Very sick people. We got to remember that. Yeah, you seen the sick? Yeah. Straight sickness. You see what I'm saying? Because you got people like that, man, that for some reason we can't see, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I said we got to start being able, we got to start being able to identify, man. You got to start being able to identify and see what's going on. You got these folks out there. I saw some video. I don't know if y'all saw it. The one video where in Chicago, they boxed in some kids. Well, I ain't gonna say kids, some young folks. But they all had stolen chargers and Hellcats. You know what I'm saying? And all that shit. I couldn't believe it. And they boxed them in and they was trying to get away. I mean, like, they stealing cars. I'm just like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's no denying energy. It's what's going out there, man. People are putting that stuff out there. It's getting put out there, and it's coming back super bad, dog. That's the way I just feel. I feel like all this is really bad juju, and then people are not even noticing, or more people are now saying, "Man, I don't want to have nothing to do with it," or "It don't got nothing to do with me." The problem is, it has a lot to do with everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's got a lot to do with everybody, man. All right, my man E is back. Let's see if we can get E right. Salute E.
All right, salute, brother. What's up?
All right, I can hear you good now.
Yeah, but like I was saying though, that's why it's important that we know who our kids are around. And then a lot of times in these situations, man, some people that are close to them, I think they probably seen signs if they didn't know directly, but we got especially the mentality like in the hood, you know what I mean, like mind your own business, and we don't put things out. But things like this that goes against nature, that go against the culture, stuff like that has to be put out. You know what I'm saying? We have to be
Fact.
the held responsible for our own communities. You know what I'm saying? We have to. I don't want to use the word police, but we got to be the guardians of our communities and stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? It's a poison. It's a cancer. And we had to get rid of cancer.
No, you absolutely right, Ian. I love the way you said that and that's the problem nowadays where we at is a lot of people turn blind eye. And like you say, you can't expect nobody to take care of your community like you supposed to take care of it. And if, a lot of times we end up moving outward, but then we got to remember if we start raising kids, we're taking our kids out of it saying it's a bad place. It's not a bad place. Like you said, it's just some bad people that be up in there starting a bunch of dumb shit.
Right.
Yeah. So no, I totally agree with that. So as far as like you said, what should have or what you think could have been done when it came to that guy right there and them saying, I know you probably did you hear the part where they said he was out on probation.
Right. Yeah. He was out on probation. So, I mean, I know it. We would like to see situations like this. You know what I mean, to lock up and throw away the key. But we also have to be mindful of, what I mean, especially not knowing all the facts. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things are going to be crystal clear, and sometimes things are not going to be crystal clear. So we always have to be mindful that in some situations there's not justice. Sometimes there's things that are put on people. So we don't want to be too quick with the lock up and throw away the key because sometimes gonna be innocent people involved in the process also. But
Right.
on the fact on the situation where those are guilty, you know what I'm saying? Because they actually have. Well, I know in the federal prison system they have like it ain't the whole prison, but it's the mass majority of the prison is for like sex, and they have little special programs and stuff like that. So he'll probably end up in something like that. But they should, especially he should be monitored. You would think that he would be like on with the ankle bracelet and also not have computer access because of the situation that he was in. So you would think that he would be closely monitored. Now I don't know if he violated his conditions or not, but you would think that would be part of the conditions,
Right. Oh, that's
considering
a good
his
one.
crime.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that. A lot of times, yeah, you're right. And if not, that should be a serious stipulation in the conditions that they're no longer they're prohibited from any electronic devices. You know what I'm saying? Whether
Right.
or if they had a phone themselves where the state or whatever or the feds or whatever would issue them the phone. You see what I'm saying? Like, but
Right.
again, like you say,
Right.
they probably have many different ways you can get around it, but at least have something that's put in place for that. I don't know. To some of that, to the to
Right.
the nature of that.
Yeah. And then you also have like with the community, you have two things that kind of inspire people to move in a direction. One is it's a in a good way where the community likes what you're doing and encourages you. But sometimes a deterrent could be a community shame. And a lot of times, that's why I say a lot of times we just keep quiet, and a lot of times we won't put people to shame. You know what I mean? And we just let them go along. We just go along to get along. And we won't
Fact.
speak out. That's why they say silence. You know, sometimes that silence is just like participating in whatever it is going on. And so when we see, you know, we all know signs, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure he made some type of comment or something, and somebody felt something within inside of them, but they just didn't pay attention to their voice. Like, you know what I mean? What he said wasn't right, but we won't call people out on it. As a matter of fact, if you think about it, it's a lot of these songs in hip hop with what
Facts.
some people say some little creepy stuff. And I'm gonna call out one of them. I can't remember the name of the song, but I know Rick Ross was. It's on. I think it's You Don't Even Know It. He was talking about he don't put something in one of the girls' drink. I think he had said he had sex with it. She didn't even know it. See, that's little creep stuff like that. But a lot of times we won't call things out, and I'm pretty sure in his community he don't, because you gonna speak what's on the inside, and we don't.
Fact.
We just not call it out. We just, and I think it has to be the men. You know what I mean? Men and women, but I think we are the guardians of our communities. You know what I mean? And I think we just keeping our mouths closed when we should open up and and guide and direct our people, our children, and ourselves in the way which we deem right.
Nah, that's real talk, man. You hit it right on the head because a lot of times that's again, and that's why I said we have to be accountable. We don't want to be accountable. Back in our days, especially when we was out and about and the stuff we did, we did it, but it was that one thing in our head, we didn't want to get in trouble. You didn't want your mama, my mama to find out.
Right.
None of your brother, my dad, none of them folks. We didn't want none of them to find out, and we did, and we was out there. You know what I'm saying? And we lived up to our name, but we know that we were kind of the cause of it because one of the things my homeboy said was, in his era, we didn't like give them the game because we was getting the game. You see what I'm saying? And once we got it,
Right.
and then a lot of us got locked up, and we went about our business. And then, now trying to fix it, it's like they don't really want to listen to us. So where you think and you
Right.
also mentor and monitor schools. That's why I said we got to have people like yourself because you also have a story, like I told you. And, and we're going to have you on here, much as you want to talk about. But at the end of the day, people don't realize we came from good places, but, we did the dumb stuff.
Right.
So how do you be able to talk to the kids over there on the other side of town that, you part of the program that I'm part of?
Right. So when I go speak to the kids, and a lot of times I speak to the at risk kids, and so I just let them know, where they if they don't change their ways and their mentalities, where they'll end up going, I already been. And I
Facts.
remember telling them one time, it's like I'm coming back from the grave and let you know, like that ain't what's up. A lot of times, television and hip hop, they'll try to glorify the other side of it, you know what I mean? Like it's a badge of honor for being
Facts.
locked up. And I let them know, that ain't the way to go. You know what I'm saying? And I just try to let them know, because I'm 47, they don't have to wait until they get the age I'm at, you know what I mean? But they can make the turnaround now, because anybody can make a turnaround at any time.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? So it's really all about your mindset. As a matter of fact, the next talk I'm gonna do with the youth is gonna be about motivation. And you really have to be motivated. You know what I mean? Some people are motivated by money. That's called external motivation. Some people got internal motivation, but the one I like to drive home to them is self-validation. You know what I mean? Self-validation is when you recognize, you confirm, and you establish your own worth. And that's why I try to tell them, they can't let nobody, no situation dictate what they're worth. You have to establish your own worth. And once I start doing that, I wasn't persuaded by peer pressure or what was going on TV or the fads or the trends or what everybody was doing. I had recognized and I had confirmed I was establishing my own worth. And so that's the journey I'm on now, and try to spread that mentality to the youth, so they can be the best, a better version of themselves, and not to compare themselves with others. And a lot of times that's what we doing. You know what I mean? We're glamour, and I was the same way. You know what I mean? I was glamorized by what you see on TV, the glamour. You know what I mean? Or
Yep.
the hustlers when they pulling out of water money in the store. You know what I mean? That's why I share with them. You know, if I go in the store, somebody buying a cold drink or something, and pull out a big old wall. You know, that was kind of, I like the money, so that's what I chase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can't let that be my main motivation. Like right now, money is not my main motivation. I got a purpose and I got a mission. So I try to let them know to try to find their purpose and find their mission, their passion. And then, their passion and their purpose are steering in the right direction in itself.
Nah, that's real talk. Nah, and I know that because, like I said, a lot of people don't know. Like I said, back in the days, when it came to getting money, but we paid for it, and we got money. It wasn't
Right.
about. That's why I'm glad for these young folks back in the days, because man, thank God we ain't had social media. See, we learned the hard way by them peoples watching us.
Right.
It wasn't no social media, because social media, it been a lot of us gone for a long time back then. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, people don't realize when we sit back and look at it, we talk about, we had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to the schools, we was hooping, you know what I'm saying? We had it, but then we wanted to be part of the streets. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, that self-validation is very key, because that's what you need. That's what you need in order to move forward in life. You don't need anybody else to validate you. And a lot of times people still stuck in an identity crisis throughout the lifetime, and they don't want to understand that you don't have to be nobody but yourself, because you can't make nobody but you.
That's right. Right. Exactly right.
Yeah. So like
Yeah,
you
so you got
said,
these situations with these predators, man.
No, like you were saying before, you said, and I like it, I'm just piggybacking, going back. So you said one he should have been prohibited not to be on electronic devices. And then like what would have been another thing that, that they could put in, or we could start being more effective of trying to figure out law-wise where they can put in these, these type of things. Like what else would have been a restriction under those conditions, you think? Based off what you
Yeah, see,
saw.
right. See, the main thing gonna be like, see, probably don't not even have internet access, and whoever you stand with, you know what I mean, they have to have some accountability as well. You know what I mean? Because if they're not, and I'm not saying they can't have internet access, but they have to make sure that he don't have access to their internet. You know what I mean? Because that'll be one way that he can get around it. Even if he ain't got internet, he could use somebody else, and it will have to be known that, because that's kind of like a system. So if somebody was to allow him to use their internet access, they will have to be held accountable with it. So they kind of will minimize, because if he downloads, so he had to get. Those a lot of those predators, I guess they would get child pornography from the internet. So they would kind of have the main deterrent, the internet, the access to.
Right. No, you're right. And I think it's a lot of, like you said, great idea. Yeah, exactly, Black Widow. Great idea. Because, again, we got to start talking about this, because now, like I said, and the reason why I be bringing it up and showing different people is because of this mental health don't have a color, dog. It's and it got beyond it. After this pandemic, it's showing you mental health does not have a color, just like death does not discriminate. Mental health does not discriminate. And then it got to the point where we got to start being able to look at, instead of categorizing this culture, this group, we got to say, no, I don't know how, because looking at that dude, like you said, it's got to be people that's around him that's got to be the ones. Because I wouldn't have been, I don't know, maybe you could have been able, we probably would have if we was around him or something, like, yeah, dude, kind of off. But us, where we from, we would have checked that. that would not have happened. Nah, he
Right.
couldn't have been. He couldn't have been. Nah,
Right.
he couldn't have been on. Nah, he couldn't have been on the Northwest Side riding around and pull up in the convenience store. Man, no way.
Right.
No, not even
Right.
some young
Nah.
girls out there. We
And
would pull
and
up.
he
Hey,
probably
huh?
Now I said he might have been alone too. You know what I'm saying? He might have had to look. He might have been alone. You know what I'm saying? Cause nobody would accept his character. Saying because he probably I'm man I can't get all the time, but he had that character. I would think. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
think your
when I was
phone.
on
I
the
think your phone.
inside,
I think your phone messing up a little bit. Wherever he was going in and out.
all right.
Well, now what? All right, now what you say now?
No, I was saying because I would think he would have to have a type of character, but you know, I analyze people, so this not easy for me to analyze. You know what I mean? Like you say, everybody probably ain't got that guilt because when I was on the inside, you know, I was around different people who had sex charges, and I could always see something that was just kind of like different about it. You know what I
Right,
mean? So, but that's
right.
not always. You know what I mean? That's not because you have to think about it. And you know, Predator's been around a long time. You know what I mean? Like even before you had it, they went download pornography or whatever. But you know, they had a lot of what they would mess around with. You know, they stepdaughters and you know family members. So we had predators amongst us a long time. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can always hear stories about. We always had, and they would be the average person on the streets or whatever.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I mean, just okay, we're gonna look at. I hate to pull up different names, but just say with R. Kelly, now they got now I don't know how true a lot of stuff is, but they'll talk about with Jay-Z messing around with Fox Brown, whatever, when she was 15. So just think about those two characters. You know what I'm saying? These are not the typical type of people that we think about, you know what I mean, a certain race or whatever and a certain look. You know what I mean? That's what we got in our head. But like you said, mental health does not have a color. And I think you hit it dead on the net. We got to get that out of our head because
Yes.
we'll be looking for thing and they'll be right in our face the whole time. You know what I mean? And our kids will be in danger because we're overlooking it. And then sometimes
That's
it's
right.
next door and sometimes in your own house. You know what I'm saying? Wherever it's at, if it's within your own house, it got to go because it's a cancer. When I say, I make it clear when I say got to go, I ain't talking about, you know, nothing
No, I
violent
know.
like that. But I'm just saying it
I
has to
already
be
know.
called. It has to be called out. It has to be called
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? It has to be spoken about.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. No.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the thing about it is a lot of people don't understand is we got to start, like I said again, and go back to us being accountable because we can't allow no person like that to be just coming around, like you say, lurking around in our neighborhood and we don't say nothing. Or if we heard before, well, yeah, man, I heard he down there at the schools. You know what I'm saying? You said Anonymous have a question. Anonymous question: do the outspoken ones get more attention than the quiet children? No, the quiet children, a lot of times we do talk to them. Those are the ones that's really nowadays are the ones that really deal with a lot of stuff. The ones that's loud, them the ones
Right.
just ain't getting no attention at home, and they ain't got, and they mama is their friend, and they let them play and do all that old dumb shit. No, the quiet ones, and Eric can tell you, the quiet ones, them the ones with the ones that sit by themselves, they in the
Right.
lunchroom, they might just sit all completely by
Right.
themselves on their phone.
Right. And those are the signs of the symptom. And those are the type of things that we had to pay attention to. And I think those are the type of things we had to educate each other on, the signs and the symptoms. Because and we're like, man, you call that a good point because we'll think it's the loud ones. You know what I mean? You have to pay attention to the loud ones to see what they're saying, but you especially have to pay attention.
Oh man, E went out. My man E, he was getting down. He was putting something down on the ground for the hungry hounds. Cross E, I have the experience. I figure y'all would be the best to ask. Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? E, you got to get back on here, dog. You got to get. I'm telling you, I'm about to start getting some more guys on here. They got, you know what I'm saying? They got some stories to tell, man. Y'all, it's gonna blow y'all mind, dog. But I think everybody in this world got a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just thankful to be able to get on this platform. You know, whether it's big, small, or whatever, and put it out there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's gonna be more. You know what I'm saying? I got my homeboy G. Shout out G-Force out there. My man Matt. Matt, you already know Matt. You already know now. We done talked about this West Coast stuff, and you already know. We ain't gonna play. I'm glad you came on here. But yeah, that's why I said we gotta start, like he said, we gotta start noticing the symptoms. But that's a good question, Anonymous. No, it's always the ones quiet. I'm gonna tell you the ones like when I first got there, I thought that. That's the thing that I thought. I'm like, usually, you know, back in the days, it used to be the kid that was quiet. Your mom and them didn't even bother you because, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already know, Stone. See, salute the G-Force. So, you know what I'm saying? So you got to understand something. Like back in the days when that kid was quiet, he was kind of like, quote unquote, the nerdy kid. You know what I'm saying? He just still just sit over there in the corner and just keep to himself. You feel what I'm saying? But nowadays, the ones that keep to themselves, they got too much time. Remember now what they say, an idle mind is the devil's playground. You know what I'm saying? A mind is constantly by itself, going by itself. It ain't building by itself. It's coming up with all these conspiracies in their brain to make them think that, you know, that person might not like them, but they really do like them. Or this person might this and this person might this. So it gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I'm telling y'all, them quiet ones, when I see them, I go every time. I go right over there. Eric could tell he probably do the same things. A lot of them dudes do it. I go right over there. Hey, man, what you got going on? Nothing. They'll start off short. What's wrong, man? Nothing. You eating today? No. And I'd be like, what's your name? They'll tell you your name. Say, all right, man. Well, look, I ain't going to bother you, man. I was just trying to figure out what you got going on over here. And then usually they'll just start, you know, with the attitude to try to tell you what they're doing. And then they act like you don't know what they're doing, but you got to relate with them. They might be talking about this game. Like I got this one kid that's telling me about this script that he's trying to do. So I've been on him about it. He's been doing it. And then, you know, Thursday's the last day, you know, which is tomorrow. So I'm gonna go up there. I gotta go up there, you know, and deal with them. I mean, no, tomorrow's Wednesday, my bad. So I gotta go up there again tomorrow and then Thursday, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, at the end of the day, that's why I said you know, it becomes real, man. And like I said with this guy right here, and I ain't gonna be on here long, but this right here, this becomes real. And I did this because I wanted my guy Eric to come on here. I want him to get the opportunity to come on here and speak because he, you know, he's been working. So I know it's an off time to be doing it, but I was like, you know what better time to do it than to do it in this topic right here because he deals with a lot of them at-risk kids, those kids that, you know, that could have been this guy right here that was somehow abused when he was young. And he still had you know, you got to remember, hurt people hurt people. That's what people don't understand. Hurt people hurt people. So those type of people are the ones that will come back and inflict pain on somebody else. Why? It's because they're mad because it happened to them and they don't understand why it happened to them. So let me do this to this person. Will they get the same reaction? And that's a real mental breakdown. And it's sad and it's really unfortunate that people are like that in this world. But there are people like that. How do you label them a risk? Okay, well, a lot of times it's the behavior. You'll be amazed. A lot of the kids that I deal with, he deals with a lot of from even elementary, because the parents don't have the time to sit down. You know, like when we was growing up, to show them the reading, because a lot of the new, a lot of the new, what is it? The new way of doing. See, a lot of the parents, what I'm saying, a lot of parents don't show them the basic foundation of math. So they have a new way of doing math and stuff like that. So what happens is, what does most average parents say? I don't know how to do that math. You should have learned it at school. I don't know how to do it. But if you wanted your kid to learn and you have never learned it, then that's another way of destroying ignorance. And a lot of times parents don't have the patience to sit there and learn it. I don't know how to do that, but then you're saying that and your child is in the 4th and the 5th grade. So if they got to learn it and they're in the 4th, 5th grade, you should be able to pick it up pretty cool. But a lot of times we just don't want to work on something we just don't know how to do. You see what I'm saying? Or we tried it and get it right, or if your child don't know how to do it, you get mad at them, and then you get discouraged. You see what I'm saying? So we got to start being able to identify that, and we don't. Usually we don't. You know what I'm saying? And then those kids, some of them can't read. You know what I'm saying? They get in trouble so much. Like, you don't understand. It get in trouble so much. Like, it's a continuous. Even good kids nowadays get in trouble. But see, they get in trouble for every little thing. Some of them get in trouble for standing in the line, talking on the way, going to the lunchroom. So they get upset because they don't understand. Like this one little guy, my wife and them saw it. My daughter had an awards at school, and she said, "Hey, he's a little guy, man." He went the other day, just yesterday. He went off because they told him to go down to the auditorium and wait because they were having a field day. Man, this little dude went off in front of everybody, in front of the principal. Me, man, why I gotta come down here? This is stupid. This ain't no classroom. It's an auditorium. She's like, but the teacher wants you to sit in. Why I gotta do that? I can go do something else. And it's like, no, you can't. But send me the ISS. Send me there for the next 2 classes. But then at the same time, he ain't learning nothing. It's crazy. Salute Anonymous.
What's up, Cross?
What's going on with you, Queen?
Ain't nothing. With your experience and you being active with the kids, and salute to E, because he had me thinking a lot too.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I was always that kid in school that was being pulled in and asked a bunch of questions. But like, is it something with you doing what you do? Is it to where as though you kind of come in and observe the kid, or is it something like you see immediately, then you go up to him, just like you were saying, like, hey, what's your name? Blah blah blah.
Right. Well,
Like,
that usually that's the second part. Like you're right. The first part is more of an observation because you got to remember I always look in the year we in. Nobody wants their space invaded. You know what I'm saying? Unless they allow it. And a lot of times these kids are freely allowing it, meaning as in social media. So personally, when you approach them, and that's another thing parents don't understand. These kids look at it like we would look and it's weird, like in the physical part. Like in the physical part, we will be sociable, face to face, would like to talk and greet. These kids look at physical in the internet world, where if they post pics and all that stuff, or you DM them or Snapchat them, that's one thing. But coming into they feel like you're coming into their personal space because they can't. You're looking at their body language. You're looking at everything. They're not used to. You got to understand, if you're behind the phone, you could be laying in the bed full of filth, chips, everything, and you can be whatever you want to be. But when you're face to face with people, you have to teach these kids. That's why a lot of times when the teacher says something to them, they're very confrontational because they're used to being that person on, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. I know when they go to lunch, right? I'll give you an example. When they go to lunch, they're allowed to use their cell phone. Now, you would think if you ain't seen nobody all day that you would talk to like we used to do, man, shoot, they get in there, man, all you see is them kids' head down. Like when they get in trouble and the principal tell them they can't talk, they'll tell them this: nobody can talk in the lunchroom, but you can use your cell phones.
see, that's crazy to me because no kid should be in a school. I mean, I understand the fact that a lot of parents want their kid to have a phone for protection reasons in case something happens and need to call somebody, but when they're in school, like all that stuff is unsupervised.
Facts. That's
You
what I
know,
say all the time. That's when I said when I first got it, I said that doesn't make sense. Like my kids, they don't take them because I told them if you was at a job, I said you ain't never seen LeBron. If you at a job wherever you getting money, you ain't never seen nobody. People that walk around with phones on their head when they at work, dog. That's not the way because you can't do that all the time. Sometimes you can do it, but you can't do that all the time. Now I give an example. LeBron James can't grab no damn phone and talk on it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain things you just can't do while you at work. So I just look at school as you're there for 8 hours. That's work. So you can't use it. Now, yeah, if you get a break, but the problem is that it's like again, you're giving a kid like a weapon and you're saying, hey, don't look down the end of this thing right here because it might go off. Well, if you give it to them, they don't know what that is and they're going to go do it. Just like like you said, they're not supervised. So they explore the net. So that's another reason the quiet kids, right? For example, when I go in there in the lunchroom, I walk around. One of the things that parents don't know, a lot of times kids dim their cell phone screen just because they on their phone. A lot of parents can't see their screen. They dim it on purpose. So
see,
I go in.
I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
you giving me game right now because I mean, she only 3. You know, we are nowhere near all that, but I mean, I'm kind of already. You can't. There's no bamboozling me, but you
Right.
know it. You're giving me game right now. That's why I
Yeah.
need to hear all this and whatever you're noticing with other kids.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
have to. So I mean,
yeah.
like I said, I deal with them, and the kids are very emotional. Like I said, the ones they had a screen because when I told the principal, I was like, Doc, I was like, man, he over there chilling, playing this video game. He was like, hey, man, do me a favor, walk when you do that, walk down there, but just make sure check and see if their screen is dim. And I was like, okay, why? He was like, because you don't know what they're watching. And I caught a bunch of kids watching stuff that was completely inappropriate. You know what I mean? But but again, they're in there. The parents don't go through and search their history.
What
Parents
age rank, if you don't mind me asking, what age rank are the kids that you're
that I
basically
deal with, mine is 6th and 7th graders, also 8th graders. I think Eric might deal with what is he on the other side of town? I think he might deal with like 3rd, 4th graders, 5th graders, and 6th graders, maybe.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all, it'd be 4th graders, 5th graders at risk. Like I'm telling you,
So
they have breakdowns. Like when I first got there, my first week there, that's why I came home the first day, man. I laid down. Salute, EB. I broke down because it messed my head up because the first little kid, I end up, and here's and once I got to understanding the game. So the little dude was sitting over there, and he was all timid and stuff, little bitty guy. So what's going on with you, little man? Nothing. I just feel like, I just want to die today. And whoa, little black kids. I'm what? No, man, I'm talking to him. But the teacher's telling me, you got to watch him. I'm like, nah, man, that ain't, man, I done went and got this little boy a bunch of my clothes and stuff like that. I asked him to wear it, da-da-da. And he said people was picking on him because his clothes. So I said, guess what, dog? I got you. You're going to wear the brand and ain't nobody going to pick on you no more. I'm your homeboy. They got something to say. They could say it to me, right? So I didn't go for about a day or two. So I saw him. I'm like, fam, where my clothes at? I gave you. Oh, they at the house. Man, I come to find out, I think it's folks sold my clothes, dog. I was mad at them. But, that's the first lesson I learned. Some of the parents they'll take the kids' clothes and wear the kids' clothes.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
my niece's mother is like that.
Yeah, and
It got to the
I never
point of
got a chance this whole year. And every time I see him, he go the other way. And I ain't mad at him. It ain't his fault. I gave him to him. I know he took him to the crib, unless he let somebody steal him. But then, if they did, that ain't his little bitty guy. But, I don't know.
I mean, even when it came to my niece's mother, it got to the point where we couldn't even get them anything for Christmas, birthdays, whatever, because I guess because her mother worked at a Walmart or whatever, she just went in and found a way to sell it for cash. But I remember when I was a kid, where I was that kid in school where the teachers would pay for my lunch because I didn't have anything every single day. And then I was that kid in elementary school. My parents was getting divorced and things was getting real crazy and ugly. And they tell you in school, oh, if you ever need to talk about anything, go to the counselor and blah blah blah. And I went,
Yeah.
my dumb self went to the counselor trying to, just looking to vent. I don't know what I was thinking, and told her everything. And she says, look, this is not what I do. She said, you need anything with help in the school, she's like, I could help you with that. Next thing you know, it was a call home to the parents and told them what I said, and I got my tail whooped by the time I got home. But I was just curious because with you and E being active with the kids, and
Mm-hmm.
I have not been, I don't have anything to do with that kind of stuff. I was just
Mm-hmm.
curious.
No, 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 no. And I appreciate that. But yeah, um, it was rough. Now I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it a little bit. Um, it's just I tell everybody. I tell my wife that. I tell anybody that because a lot of times, and I get sometimes I get around people and they be like, "Yeah, man, that had to been this kid or this kid must have did this. Oh man, he got it must have be this, and I get mad. I'm like, nah, man, it ain't like that no more. Quit saying that. It's
I
not
mean,
like that. It's all kids. It's all people, man. These kids, like I said, just 2 weeks ago, the kid, somebody said he had a gun, and this is a 7th grader, said he had a gun in the backpack. Um, we asked him, could we look in the backpack? He said, ain't nobody looking in my backpack. So this time you gotta remember now, we understand and it's on heighten. So we mess around and try to go talk to him. Hey man, let's see the man. Ain't nobody going in there, man. I'm gonna call my mama. No, you ain't calling your mama right now. First, you need to look at the backpack. And then somebody said and sent the email. Because see, the way it's set up in school is if you send anything, a lot of kids is crazy. They send like emails or they got the little message chat on their computers. Man, they be sending all types. They send threats, bomb threat. I'm telling you, dog. So automatically it's a alert that goes straight to wherever the main building of where they got it until, it sends an alert message to the principal and other teachers that, hey, these kids are saying these things. Please investigate. See, that's what kids don't understand. That's why they got them laptops. That's what them laptops really for. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's where times are different because of who my brother was. My older brother, he used to have like 500 seizures a day. He never weighed over 80 some pounds, and he was taller than
Mm,
me, older than me, and because of that, he got picked on. And I was the big sis. I was a big sister to the big brother, so
right.
I used to bring some certain things to school because I knew by the time we got out. I mean, this is PG County school, so it was like kindergarten all the way up to, what was it, ninth or 10th grade,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went to high school for the last 2 or 3 years. So me and him was still in the same school, and I would bring in certain things just to defend him on. But times have changed so much that I guess they're starting to pay attention to what kids are bringing in.
Yeah, they really are, man. That's what I'm saying. It's different. It's nothing like what people think, and that's the stuff that kind of bothers me sometimes. Because I tell everybody, man, don't tell me you know how it is or you know your kids' friends just because your kids say I'm going to hang out with them or this is my friend. Go up there because at first when I ain't gonna lie, at first that some because I'm so strict on my kids. Like anybody, I'm like, no, because this, and this. And my daughter was like, no, you're going to be around the wrong people, blah, blah, blah. And then I started going to the school. I said, oh, it ain't that bad. Then I started knowing the kids she knew. Then I started knowing kids she didn't know. Then I know all these kids now. And I mentioned, and it's a good thing because they come to me, you know what I'm saying? They excited or when they took the tests and things of that nature. So I just feel, even though I get tired sometimes, I just feel like, I'm very appreciative because, again, like I said, again, I get along with them kids, and I always say it ain't their fault. It's not their fault. It ain't their fault. Some of them parents, man, they be on them, on that fatty, and they be, they put themselves out there. And I understand we all fight different things, but these kids, man, they end up getting the bad end of the stick, and they end up passing it. Because again, I always say, no matter what we go through or try to fight it, sometimes it's hard because at the end of the day, hurt people will hurt people.
Yeah,
You
you're
know what I'm
right
saying?
about that, and you need to keep doing what you're doing. Keep interacting with these kids, and
Oh yeah,
one by one, keep doing what you're doing because I pray that even when my daughter goes to school, I pray that there's somebody like you that will actually pay attention versus whoever else is doing whatever. Even though I'm not
right,
trying to put her in no situation or make her feel
right,
any kind of way, but still, it's kind of like a guardian angel, that
right.
street angel. I had a few of them. Now you need to keep doing what you're doing.
Right. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just feel like at this point in time, everything's coming around. Um, I kept questioning, like, damn, now this is too much. But then, it's people that, I grew up around this area growing up, like my God area. It's a bunch of other dudes that I'm trying to bring together. And we're gonna put all this together because they're giving me, the lead way to bring some good brothers together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bring as many because these kids need to see them. Like I try to tell some of my friends, hey man, if you could just pop in on your lunch break, you ain't got to come all the time. Come once a week, just pop in and walk around at the lunchtime so they can see it. Let them see black men that going to work, black electricians, black police officers. You know what I'm saying? Black people and it's a lot of people that's like that, but they don't see that. So all they see is what they see on their phone when they're entertaining themselves. And then they got to the point they think our culture is nothing but entertaining. And that's not true. We can do more than be an entertainer.
Hey, hold up. Hey, EB, I'm talking about Maryland schools. I'm looking at the comments too. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Maryland schools. And, yeah, that part.
yeah. Oh yeah, Maryland ain't no joke, dog. Shout out to Maryland, shout out to DMV. Yeah, so but yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness to it. I appreciate you asking those questions. I appreciate my man E coming on here. Man, I wish he had came back, but he definitely be popping up. We're gonna be working on some stuff. Start going, bringing him on the panel. Start going live. Start talking about a little bit more of what we've been doing. Some stuff I've been doing behind the scenes. I try not to do too much, but I think it's like I told him is at this time we got to start putting a lot more for and getting this thing out there. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a walking testimony as well as me, and there's a handful of my homeboys like that. So I want to salute to everybody that came up here rocking with us. Anonymous, I appreciate you, Queen. People in the chat, salute to y'all, man. Anonymous, you got anything you want to say?
All I gotta say is, everyone's trying to figure out an answer to how to protect our kids. And it just comes down to, man, there's really nothing we can do other than watch them, keep them under us, especially the little people, the ones that can't even go to school yet. Stop trusting anybody. You can't bring no one around your kid, no matter how well you think you know them, family, all that. But other than that, keep doing what you're doing, stay active with these kids, and keep helping them one by one, even if it's just one of them. Just keep
Right.
doing what you're
No, I
doing.
appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate the people that back me and push me. I appreciate my wife backing me, pushing me on that. Seeing the bigger picture, my kids seeing the bigger picture, my homeboys. I done came a long way, but I ain't where I need to be, but I done came a long way, dog. So I just feel like it's that time for me to give back. You know what I'm saying? I like me and my man Eric say, it ain't about. Trust me, it ain't about no money, dog. I mean, that's what we was known for. So, and a bunch of people I know. So now it's time to say, man, forget that because it's gonna come back. and these kids will get rewarded. And at least, I used to be that kid growing up. I used to like to run up, especially when I came back this way to the South, was, to tell the people, the older people I knew, was like, man, I appreciate y'all, speaking into my life and just telling me something when you didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? And you made me who I am. And we need a lot more people speaking into these kids' life instead of speaking negative to them. You got to
Hey, quick
start speaking
question.
more. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but with you being in the South, do you think I'm just gonna say DMV schools, are they more messed up than down south, or do they, when it comes down to the curriculum and the requirements that they have for them to graduate, which one do you think is better? I'm sorry, I know you're trying to sign
No,
off
no,
and
no, no,
whatnot.
no, 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 no. I answer that. Me growing up in Vietnam, I think the South. I think the South, the curriculum in the South is way much better. I think the way, because you got to remember, it's more of a football. The South is known for sports, so you gotta, even when it comes to young black, you gotta have a great curriculum. You gotta be able to maintain your grades. Even when we grew up, you had to maintain them. I think also trying to go to is a lot more schools this way where you had to, especially if being of color, you had to get the right grades. Now, I don't know, but I think now is, I still think it's the same, but I think kids nowadays are not looking more into the schools which they should. And that's because, again, the curriculum is still there, the opportunity is there, but ain't nobody telling the kids, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this.
I mean, because out
Because if
here
you
you
don't know,
need,
hmm,
sorry,
no, go ahead.
because out here you need like two foreign languages. You need two like a computer class. Yeah, two computer classes. You
Hmm.
gotta take a what do they call it? It's where you gotta learn about doing your taxes and you know, I think it's economics. You need all that to even graduate from high school out here. So I was wondering if they did the same thing out there.
Well, I know they got to have, yeah, of course, two foreign, well, which is one, I think it's Spanish, which they always had. But I think for hindsight, like I said, yeah, the curriculum here is pretty, big because like a lot of the schools, like I said, is a big name football schools, a lot of so like the school around here in this area is a 7A school. So that's huge.
Do
You know
you
what I'm saying?
believe do you
Yeah,
believe
yeah.
that kids are better off going to school or being homeschooled?
I think more or less it depends. It depends on the situation. Again, it's hard to homeschool a child if, financially in the day and age we live in where you can be able to do it. I think by not I think just not only depending and leaning just on public schools to teach your kids, it's still your job. Like even with my kids, when they used to get home from school, they still was required to read to the point they love to read. See what I'm saying? So it's certain things you have to instill. That video game and that TV can wait. Half that shit is reruns anyway. That shit, like I tell my son, that shit reruns, dog. That shit is not live. Ain't nothing popping off right now. So you can always go back. A lot of times you got demand, you got YouTube, so you can play that back. But you got to start putting those things, make them read, make them want to go and use their imagination. Kids don't use their imagination if they're playing a video game. They're only imagining what's on the video game. But when they're reading, they're taking their mind somewhere else. It's allowing them to picture stuff with words instead of just watching it visually.
Yeah, you're right. I just, this I'm kind of on the fence about sending my little one to any kind of school with the way people are these days and everything that we got going on out here. So
Right.
I figured I'd ask your advice with since you active in that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to stop back and keeping our kids, because then what happens is really a lot of times kids watching TVs and videos and on all this other stuff, it really just turns into being you're not taking accountability of spending time with your child. So when your child is picking up all this stuff and reacting, you're usually catching the ass end of the reaction because you didn't pick up on all the alerts. You see what I'm saying? When your kid is in the room and the little mama is in the room for 6 hours, and you just because you know that he's in the room, he's safe, but you don't know what he or she is doing. But she's, what are you doing? Oh, I'm on Instagram. Oh, I'm on Snapchat. Oh, I'm on that. But you don't know who they following. You don't know who they following. You have not. Most parents do not go through their kick out of thinking, oh, I don't want to be nosy. I don't want to be this. Salute, EB.
That's why I think my daughter gonna hate me because
EB in the building.
What's up, man?
What's up with you, EB?
Hey, man, I just wanted to iterate a little something, because you know what I'm saying. I got a little taste of the East Coast and the South. You feel me?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So,
go ahead.
when it come to education, and it's funny because I did go to school in PG County school systems. You know what I'm saying? And
Maryland, PG County.
Yeah.
I went to Siouxland.
You went to Siouxland High School, Forestville, out there.
Yeah.
Man, niggas don't know, nigga. Hey, Cross, they was shooting out there, nigga. They wasn't putting.
That's when they had the metal. That's when they had the metal detectors.
Hey, that shit, man. My nigga, man. I played football with Navarro and them all out there. Man, that shit crazy out there. I ain't gonna lie. Siouxland is stupid, man.
And then when I went to my elementary school was Rockledge and Bowie.
Oh, see, you ain't even go to Drew Freeman. Shit, Drew Freeman school all them niggas came from.
I was living right behind Benjamin Tasker when the DC sniper was around.
I was out there in Hyattsville when that shit went down, and them niggas said we couldn't even practice. We couldn't do none of that shit.
They canceled our trick or treating and everything. You couldn't go to no bus stop. All right, yeah,
that was a different era, and that's crazy because I had moved out here, man. I had moved out there from Texas to Maryland, nigga. Cross. When I tell you the culture shock, nigga, was so real.
I know,
bro.
I know, cause I moved from VA to Alabama back when I was younger, and it messed me up. I couldn't even.
I know diversity out there. Like Maryland is nothing but niggas.
Yep, that's how it was in VA, in P-Town, Norfolk, Virginia Beach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That shit tripped me out. Then when it came to curriculum, I came to find out they 2 years behind Texas in curriculum.
Yes. Most of the time people don't realize that, and that's why I said Texas is way more. You'll find yourself thinking over there on the East Coast, you think you smart as hell. You making A's, you think you're doing it. You get over there to the South, you like, damn, dog, they way ahead. Well, I don't even know none of this shit.
I never lived outside the DMV, so I couldn't speak on that. That's why I was asking you, Cross, all them questions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, the South will have your ass
outside of here.
Yeah, and that's why I was telling you the school that my kids go to, it's a 7A school. They don't play out in the South when it comes to that schooling and the sports. It's a different thing, whole different. Yeah, it's a different beat.
7A, nigga, they bypass 6A, nigga.
Yeah, we bypass 6A. Our gym is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The money you see what they put their money in though. Nigga, we got these state-of-the-art ass stadiums and shit. Like that's why I don't be getting like the HISD takeover and all that other shit. We got all these state-of-the-art ass stadiums, man. But y'all couldn't like figure out like why these kids failing or you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or the case may be, my nigga, or the poverty, whatever. But now I'm starting to see, man, that it is starting to get to a money thing. So like if you can't afford to send your kid to a good school, they gonna send your kid to that goddamn charter school, that Khan Academy, nigga.
Yep. Fact.
These days the only schools anybody can afford to send them kids to is public schools, but barely at that. But the only school that's free these days is CCD if you Catholic.
That's crazy.
That's East Coast. That's that East Coast shit. God damn.
But you know, at the same time, it's sad because, like we said again, these kids don't really have a true out. You know what I'm saying? And then you put them and surround them with being in single homes. The mamas is working. Mama got several different daddies. Wannabe daddies coming in the crib. They ain't getting the attention. So they go to the schools, and at the end of the day, they get upset because if you ain't never told no and you can't do this or you in trouble, you used to get in the way, but you go to school and you got supervision, man, I done seen them kids snap. And every time them kids get in trouble, the first thing they say is go to the office. Man, you'll walk in the office, them kids on the phone. You like, what are you doing? I'm calling my mama. She told me if I ever have a problem at school, call her. She come pick me. And the mamas would come pick them up.
They justify motherfucking bad attitudes and shit like that.
Yeah.
That shit wouldn't have been nice. I'm glad I grew up the way I did, Mr. Cross, man, because, you know, man, it took a village, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm talking about even on signing day, nigga, like, my people wasn't there like that, bro. Like, even when it came to senior night in football and shit, like, I had people that was there for me to keep my mind intact.
And that's again, they go back to in our culture where, again, even in our family, we've seen it a lot. And when we get older, people don't like to talk about that shit. You like, damn, but imagine if you was there. Imagine if I saw you in the stands, what I really, even though my motivation came from you not being there, or think about it, you even got to the point you already knew. It's sad. You already know. You know they ain't coming.
Hey, Cross, let me tell you how funny that statement is. My mama was coming to a couple games, but you know what I'm saying? She wasn't like hitting them halls, nigga. She came to one game, Cross. Bro, she asked me if I was on drugs that game. I went off so bad. I damn near got my scholarship off that game, nigga. She asked me if I was on drugs. She just wasn't used to seeing a nigga ball out. Like, I'm your kid, man. This what you be missing.
This is what you've been missing, right? This is what everybody been telling you, or have to go tell you, hey, your son is this, and they don't see that. And again, in our culture, all we do is seek for that approval. But we don't get that because they don't look at it like that. They don't look at it, man. Like I said, you look at how many stars that came out of our culture that blew up. But we don't have that.
You know, Fairmont Heights out here is not even funding any sport, anything.
What?
They took away sports. Yeah, they took it out. They don't fund it anymore. They took away arts. They took away
that sounds like
stuff.
Lamar ISD out here in Texas, man. Them niggas took everything from them. They took it all.
They don't fund.
Damn.
And it was all.
That's
and the reason why is because there was so much drama, so much. It was too violent. Anytime they did anything,
you know what I
couldn't
couldn't
fund it
understand
anymore.
The Maryland school systems allow all that stupid ass shit and violence and shit. They don't do nothing to consult that shit.
All they do is stick a police officer, by the door. That's it. And there's like, what do you expect one police officer to do when you got, like, I remember even in Annapolis, school I went to out there, it was a huge riot that broke out, and he just sat there in his office and just let it go on because it was just him. They thought it was going to be a threat to people and thought that was going to hold some weight to keep anybody from doing anything. And Edgewater, what was it? South River High School in Annapolis, that was the reject school in Maryland.
Yeah, that's where all the motherfucking bad motherfuckers went, huh? Like,
I was one of them. I was one of them.
You said he was one of them.
I was one of them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got expelled out of South River, and I got sent to Suitland High. And after my 4th day, I got expelled out of that school. And then, man, I was doing crazy stuff.
What year did you graduate?
2006.
06. See, my sister was there. You see, man. My sister.
I might know, man. Man. You might even be able to ask your sister about me. I was that one.
You know my nigga Travis and them, man. You know Navarro and them.
Man, okay, go ahead. Ask about this situation. Go ahead. Ask about the kid that was in a wheelchair and I slipped my brass knuckles in the back of his chair because the kids in a wheelchair didn't have to go through the metal detectors. And as soon as he went through the door, I slipped him back out of his chair and I beat up this girl that threatened rape on somebody.
Damn.
Yeah.
You was wild.
I got expelled.
No,
it was a principal over the whole thing, but yeah, I was only there for like 4 days.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's nuts. But like you said, again, we gotta we got to be cognizant and aware of these surroundings for these babies, man, these kids. Because, like I said again, man, I just think, like I said, a brother like that, a dude looking like this, and we not know. I mean, you looking at a brother like this, and you can't tell me. Anybody on here tell me, you would think. I mean, yeah, probably when you got around him, but like you say, maybe a loner. But that shit is weird, bro.
There's
This
no
dude,
identification we can give to anybody. It's just when you come across somebody, that's all you can do is just read the energy. But other than that, we can't be like, oh, if they look like this, or
What'd he do?
yeah.
What'd he
what'd he do?
Cross? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me run it back for you before we get out of here. I'm gonna run it back for you.
Convicted felon is back in jail tonight, accused of downloading more than 100 videos of child porn. That means that Christian Harris is facing more than 100 felony counts of child exploitation. Channel 2 Cobb County Bureau Chief Michelle Newell live at the Cobb County Jail with more on Harris's criminal background.
That nigga out of line.
Yeah, Harrison's arrest warrant from 2014 is similar to this most recent one, but investigators say they allegedly found much more inside his home than they did years ago.
It's sick. Very sick.
Even one video is too many. It's too many.
That's probably
it's very
Why are
unsettling.
they showing her backside like
yeah, that's weird.
Live near a man that they say they knew nothing about until recently.
See what I'm saying? Like, think about that, bro. Huh?
But why are they showing her backside like that though?
Shit.
I don't know. I think that was somebody else. I think that wasn't her. Oh, go ahead.
I'm my bad, Cross. I'm asking, was he watching the kids, or was he just downloading shit and they found out? Like, what was this?
Yeah, I think the people.
Scenario.
I think the people, because he already had a charge. He already on probation. Let me show you for a 2014 charge. Yeah, see, that's a different person.
Already.
Yeah, that's a different different person right there. That's got it. That they talking about.
It's very unsettling.
Neighbors in this Ackworth community live near a man that they say they knew nothing about until recently.
You need to be in jail. You need to stay in jail, because that's not acceptable.
Christian Harris, a registered sex offender, is back in jail for
child
exploitation. This time, Harris is accused of downloading more than 100 videos
of
child pornography. We blurred the details in this 19-page warrant because we are choosing not to report
that boy
them.
out of line.
Because I'm supposed to be watching my nephews and my niece over here, so it's kind of like now that I know that he's here, it's kind of like I don't want to bring them
the
over
apartments
here.
even allowed them to even stay in them apartments.
Searched his home in late April. We stopped by his place to see if anyone else lived there. No one answered, but we did speak with a neighbor who was around when agents searched his home. She doesn't want to be identified on TV.
I saw 3 unmarked vehicles parked in the area, putting stuff in the trunk of their car.
This warrant from
a white girl.
2014 shows Harris was arrested for downloading images of child pornography on his laptop. He was later convicted and has been on probation.
I'm very
See what I'm saying? He was later convicted and put on probation.
Just with ease. They ain't slapped the cuffs on that nigga. They ain't giving a nigga no jail time.
But I'm saying he's that's why I said, old sick ass weirdo. When you look at it in the long run, bro. Like, come on, man. Where they do that at?
How that nigga even get free like that? Like, they just be letting them out, and then the fact that the apartments even let them stay there. Pretty sure the apartments was probably around schools.
He was staying with somebody at that apartment, but they didn't show that person. They probably didn't want no parts of any of that.
Probably.
That's the whole point. Yeah, but that's the whole point I keep saying is they letting these people out. After the first time, they letting them out. Like, there should be no second chance with any of that. And Cross has too many lives that he's done about this stuff where they've shown numerous times that they can't change their ways. They're gonna be who they are.
He wasn't rehabilitated after 2014.
But here's the thing about it. That's the problem. I can't, and nothing against them. I can't see them being rehabilitated. Like you putting yourself in, in a situation like that, bro. You already think about it. You already up on
You already
probation
weak.
for the same shit.
No matter what supervision, whatever they put on them, Cross, the one live, already showed that they can't do that. They'll be in jail doing the same thing. The only thing they saving is someone actually getting touched, or if they rebuttal against it, not it actually getting physical. That's the only thing that's stopping, but they still looking and searching and learning just for when they get out. And that's the sick part. And it's like, yeah, it's nice that they exposing these people, but at the same time, it's like until you come out with a whole different, the whole system needs to come out with a whole different punishment until it gets physical. Yeah, I want to keep seeing these faces. I want to keep seeing these names, but they're not even coming out with nationwide Amber Alerts for people that, but they can't do that because it's going to keep people from moving in certain counties, losing money for any venues or whatever they're doing in that area. It's going to stop a whole lot.
Well, and that's the thing about it, and that's where it needs to be put in place, and people need to be held accountable, and mothers need to be held and be charged. Man, I just feel like people need to be charged at the utmost, or castrate their ass. You know what I'm saying? Or do something like them.
Castration street.
Yeah, give them pills where them people that want to be something else, force them with them pills where they don't never have to worry about them getting aroused off that shit.
I mean, even just off the riot that happened in Baltimore, they couldn't even do the horse races at Pimlico because of that. Because all the rich white people they didn't feel comfortable enough to come out there and spend that money. And they even did a whole news report on how much money they missed out on just by doing that. So it's like when it comes to this and people not when they find out that, okay, so in this area you got these Chesters just running around, it's going to hold off. They don't care. It's all about money in any way, shape, or form.
Well, and I think that's and at the end of the day, that's what it is. But I just think it's more past the big agenda of money. I think it's because again, when you can just make and print money, I think it's more of control, having access to be able to control somebody mentally and make somebody do something that, I mean, think about it. A lot of these people coming, doing, having a way of looking at life now, and it's like, oh, let them be so opinionated because you know what? That let them look at it however they want to look at it, but that doesn't mean it's real. So I just think they just
back to that plan I always speak on.
Yep. Yeah. I think it's much more deeper than we looking at it, and I don't think it's really no big elaborate ass plan. It's just like, hey, let them believe what they want to believe. They want to believe this, let them believe that. While we over here still doing this and
going off, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad, Cross, my bad. No, I'm saying, yeah, they swing based off of public's reaction. You know what I'm saying? What's that Aleister Crowley saying? For every action is an equal opposite reaction.
That's a fact.
They do. They just, backdoor. Shit.
Yeah, that's why nowadays people don't look at
even with
remember back in the days doing a back door was considered grimy and lame. Shit, back doors is a normal thing nowadays. Salute, Shay. Yeah, back doors is a normal thing now. Shit, doing a nigga back door is like, hey man, well shit, niggas, right? And it be your homeboys, and it be like, well shit, you knew he was gonna set you up. Be like, damn, nigga, that my nigga. I ain't know that. So I want to show y'all this. I was gonna get out of it before, but I'm gonna show y'all this one right here since we already here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. But I'm gonna show y'all this Las Vegas student, right? Was awarded $1.4 million after surveillance caught, a teacher sexually as trying to assault. This just happened. Not too,
situations. The incident was on videotape, and there wasn't a lot of dispute as to what happened.
Clark County Schools awarding a student $1.4 million in damages after she was sexually assaulted on school property. School staff accused of being distracted as the student was attacked by another student inside a gym.
And in the story that you will only see on 8 News Now education reporter Joshua Peguero joins us live in studio.
Brian, Denise, there is a still frame of a disturbing video that captured a student being sexually assaulted. We're not showing the victim in this picture, but this is where the alleged assault happened, in a gym. And here are 5 teachers that you see on the screen, either on their cell phones or talking with each other as the incident occurs.
That's crazy, ain't it? You got teachers in there, bro.
Yeah.
Teachers are in there. And they ain't paying attention, and the person being sexually assaulted in the gym. That's what I'm telling you. Teachers is not on that type of time. They're not on that type of time, bro. Let's keep going, y'all. It's crazy.
The video showed our client being attacked, being thrown down on the ground, and being attacked sexually.
Andre Lagomarsino was one of the lawyers representing a former student at Variety Junior Senior High School. The teen is being identified as Jane Doe to protect her identity. Documents filed in civil court say that in March of 2020, during PE class, Jane was sexually molested. She was only 13. Her lawyers go on to say that as a result of the appalling sexual abuse and trauma, Jane Doe has suffered physical, emotional, and psychological injuries due to the district's negligence.
Difficulty sleeping, difficulty with intimacy, difficulty.
First of all, she should, what intimate? Difficulty with intimacy?
Be intimate, nigga. Yeah. Intimacy.
Yeah,
nigga.
what?
13.
What 13, cuz? Come on,
lawyer, nigga. Talking like that.
Nah, that is crazy by saying difficulty with intimacy, which means
I don't like that.
Doing that, because I could tell you one thing, and I put this on everything I love. Any woman that goes through something sexual crazy, you're gonna react to it 1 or 2 different ways as you grow up, and that's either you're gonna give it up before they take it from you. Basically be easy, or you're gonna fight everybody and you're not giving up nothing to anyone. There's only 1 or 2 ways with that. But being that young and say it's affecting this, and this, okay, she's trying to get money out of it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's go back and listen to this.
She was only 13. Her lawyers go on to say that as a result of the appalling sexual abuse and trauma, Jane Doe has suffered physical, emotional, and psychological injuries due to the district's negligence.
Difficulty sleeping, difficulty with intimacy, difficulty trusting adults, even giving her a hug sometimes traumatizes her. She went through a period of years without even eating.
Variety is a school for emotionally and mentally challenged students. Lagomarsino says the child who attacked his client was deemed a known danger by staff and at all times needed to be supervised. But the video shows that wasn't the case. Although
well, damn, the assault is right there. What the hell?
Damn.
Everything that they said that she will deal with, other than that already exposed her in so many different ways. And I know my experience, that could have gone left. And if it's still an active case, it could still go left. But everything else that they said that she could deal with, that is facts. But they got it right there, though.
She already been awarded.
Yeah, she been violated, like right there.
She already got the money. Yeah, they violated it. Like, yeah, it's
they
on
could
camera.
Easily, but they could have easily hurt. If they saying that she can't be whatever with another man, then that kind of that could be argued in so many different ways, because they must have heard something about her and be like, oh, she easy. And so I'm not saying that what they did was right.
Right.
But it's looking at it like, man, we heard about what you've been doing, and we want that because they never had that before. They like the pit bulls with the pink things sticking out.
That's nuts, y'all. Let's keep
Nah,
going.
that don't mean to
His
do
client
that, though.
wanted to take it to trial.
That's crazy.
Largo Marcino says the $1.4 million settlement was the best way for her to heal. He also hopes in the future this will not happen again.
The culture at the Clark County School District needs to change. It needs to be a culture where the student is placed in a safe space, and the primary objective is the student's safety, personal.
That's crazy, y'all. That's nuts.
No, right there, that's sick, and that made me. I got a lot of questions for that one, but
Yeah, that's
still, it's
crazy.
like no one's watching and paying attention. Maybe they need cross up in there to peep everything.
Yeah, I'm just tripping off. I'm just really just blown away for the simple fact, like, bro, at the gym class, if I was there, boy, I'd have snapped. Oh, I'd have
That's
jacked
why
the
I
class.
said
Boy, I'm telling
they
you,
need
it'd have
That
been
boy would
they
have
need
got
it'd have
beat
you and
up.
it would have
E.
went bad. It would have went bad.
They need you or E to go ahead and maybe that's one of the schools that don't have anyone like that.
He would have got
And
jacked up. He would
yeah,
touch
and
a
that's the
female student like that, period. Boy, get your motherfucking ass. I would have, boy,
yeah.
I would have ham on that little boy family. He would have, no.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it, and
Ass
that's why I
up.
said we gotta have more people there, because if there's more men presence around, because again, them people there to get they there to get their paycheck. It's like if you went to work now, it's not like there's teachers
Yeah,
that
they
did it
not
because
real
they love.
teachers.
Nah, they there to get a paycheck. They kicking it. They don't get paid. They don't get paid a lot of money. That's another thing. I feel like they should pay the teachers, man. I mean, you think about it. You training
That,
you teaching somebody one day that's gonna be a millionaire. You don't get none of that. You teach that person. You
It's
help.
below their pay grade.
Yeah, and that's how they looking at it. So
but the fact though, Cross, look, Cross, they just because of your negligence, that's 1.4 million that could have been in y'all pocket. But y'all was
right,
negligent. You feel me? Like you see how negligent right there. You see how much that shit cost them. Like, bro, not only that, nigga, I'm sure she was screaming. The
I mean,
fuck?
come on
I'm
now.
sure
How
she was
many
in that
kids
house
have you
right,
screaming,
ever? How many
making
kids have
noise.
you ever
Get
heard
off of
of
me.
that made money and
Like,
came back and paid their teachers off? Like how
right.
have you ever heard of that?
That's sick. I
I'm
don't
just
know, man.
saying,
I ain't
though,
never.
what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. As a grown man, and I'm an instructor and I'm a teacher, nigga, I would have seen that shit from jump. You feel me? Like, ain't no excuse for that. They have to
Right,
suffer. Nigga, you can't get no pension now because of your negligence. Let that be a lesson learned, man. Keep your eyes on these kids, man. Don't be out here, niggas dicking around on their phones and shit. What the fuck? Motherfucker out here screaming, nigga, in the gym.
fact.
That shit echo, nigga.
No,
There's
that's
too
a
many
fact.
questions to be asked. You feel me? Like, nah,
Yeah,
the ethics board. What the fuck? The fuck was you
yeah,
doing? Nigga, now you
yeah.
gotta suffer. Then you might get 30-day suspension, nigga. No pay now, nigga. You gotta pay 1.4, nigga. Man, these niggas, I don't know what these niggas be thinking.
Niggas, yeah,
What the
they
fuck is you
weird.
thinking?
That's why I said, bro. That's why I said, man, we gotta do better. So, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get off on here, man. I gotta get up early in the morning and deal with it with these kids, man. I appreciate y'all coming on here. EB, you already know King. Anonymous, you know Queen. My man Eric, man, we're gonna have you back on here, E. We need that game, bro. We need that game. Tell them about these how you gonna break it down. And man, salute to everybody that came in here. I'm gonna let the Queen go first. You know what I'm saying? Ladies first, go ahead. Anonymous, anything you want to put down on the ground?
I mean, after the first time you try to sign off and go night night, all I want to say
Yeah, you
now
good.
is, all I want to say now is, sorry for keeping you up. That's all.
Nah,
That's
you
all I gotta
good. You good.
say.
Nah, you good. You good. EB, you got anything you want to add to it?
Hey, Cross, I appreciate you, man. Hey, try to announce when you gonna be, cause YouTube be tripping, man. They gonna be giving me
Yeah,
my
man.
alert, especially
Listen,
you
man.
had posted and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be up."
Yeah, and that reason why I had to do that, and I put it on my Instagram because people are telling me Then I get my notifications, dog. They've been telling me, like, bro, I don't know when you going live. I had my homeboys, a lot of people. So I said, forget it, man. I'm gonna start posting it again on my Instagram. So, you know, at least people will see it and they want to hop on, you know, whatever the case may be. And Facebook, then shadow ban me too. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. So I don't know, bro. That's why I hate coming on here, because at the end of the day,
You already know, man. But hey, I
yeah.
got your.
Well, I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you. So salute to everybody that came up here rocking with your boy, man. We're going to keep on putting stuff on the ground for the Hungry Hound. Salute to my nigga Dewberry. Man, coming soon. We got something coming to the South soon. Salute to Do. CW, y'all looking for them, man. Y'all can check them out, man. Y'all check out their websites. Also follow them on Instagram. Follow my other homeboy, Slugger. Salute to you, EB, Mr. Smith. Man, we had another one, man. We're going to keep on getting bigger and bigger. Salute to everybody, man. Peace.